All right, so welcome guys to our team call tonight. We have special guest from Beachbody Corporate, Carlos Aguilera, and he is, hopefully I get this right, Carlos, correct me if I'm wrong, but he is kind of the lead as far as Latin, Beachbody coaches who are Latinos and the whole Spanish side of Beachbody. Beachbody has a lot of their programs translated into Spanish and a lot of the resources translated into Spanish, and they're really making an effort to just influence and change, just end that trend of obesity in the Latino world here in the US. So it's really exciting because, as a lot of us know who grew up in this world, it's just so surrounded around food and family and so much love, but there's also a huge trend of obesity and unhealthy habits. And I don't know about you guys, but I want that to end with this generation. Like, I really want to just be that catalyst to influence our families, to influence our neighborhoods, and to really raise up leaders in the Latino world to spread this idea that you don't have to abandon your culture, you don't have to abandon your heritage to be able to move into a healthier lifestyle and just give our children and our grandchildren so much more in the terms of healthy habits, energy, and all of that. So anyways, Carlos, I would love for you to share just a little bit about sort of your background, maybe how you came into Team Beachbody, and then a little bit about what Team Beachbody has to offer in terms of supporting the Latino market here in the U.S.
Hey, Vanessa, first of all, thanks so much for organizing this. I mean, I'm super happy that I'm with you guys tonight. I thank you for taking your time. I know it's 9 p.m. in the East Coast, on the East Coast, and you guys could be doing other things, but you're taking the time to understand about this amazing opportunity that we have in the U.S. Spanish market, North American market. And I'll give you a little update of what we're doing, because we're growing and we're super excited about the things that are happening. But yeah, first of all, thanks again, Vanessa. I hope that that you can get a lot of good information out of this call. What I'm going to do is going to be telling you about what we do at Beachbody in Spanish, what our purpose is, and then I'll share with you some stats, some best practices. And then I'll open it up for questions. So you have questions, you can ask me directly and we can talk about them. But the main idea is to give you an insight on what is it that we're doing at Beachbody in the U.S. Spanish market, U.S., Canadian, and now even U.K. markets, because we see a humongous opportunity. And so my name is Carlos Aguilera. I'm originally from Chile, and I joined Beachbody about 1.5 years ago, maybe a little over that. And my role at Beachbody is the director of a Spanish market and international expansion. So what I do, I work with Arnona Caja in helping set up the expansion of the network, including the UK that just happened. But my main focus is to work with those coaches who are interested in building in the US Spanish market. And I'm super, super excited because we've been growing. It's sort of like a blessing for me to be part of this great company, because first of all, we're growing. We're adding more and more Spanish-speaking coaches or coaches who are bilingual, who are starting to focus more in Spanish, and they're growing their businesses that way. And I'll tell you more about what that means. But my purpose basically is this: for over 20 years, Beachbody has been helping millions of people achieve their goals. 10 years ago, Team Beachbody was created with the idea that we understood now, finally, what it takes to help people achieve their goals. And what we believe that is to have a three-pronged approach. Fitness, from the best trainers that are out there, the best super trainers that allow you to exercise for 25, 30, 45 minutes and give you amazing results by just giving them 30 minutes of hard work. Okay? Combined with nutrition and understanding the importance of supplementation that helps you feed your body, give yourself the most dense nutrition available to complement what is that you're using to feed yourself. I mean, we know that nutrition, 60 to 70% of all the results you get in your fitness will depend on the way you're eating. And that was very interesting because, like you were saying, as Latinos, we like to eat our foods, And every time we're thinking of a crazy diet to follow, our friends say, oh, I found the diet of whatever, we think to ourselves, am I going to be allowed to have that food that I really like? And with Portion Fix, the answer is yes. Portion Fix allows you to eat those things you like. But once you understand and you learn from your coach and from your group, your support group, how you can be eating those things you like in a portion that's appropriate for your fitness goals and your health goals, that is key. So, and that's the second pillar. So first pillar is fitness. Second is nutrition and supplementation from basically from Shakeology and our Boosts and some other supplements that help you achieve your goals. But the third one, and the one that is as important as the other two, is having a coach. Having a coach that you relate to, that you're connected to, a coach that you feel like you have a connection with, that you look forward to listening to her posts and to reading what she's got to say that morning, and it gets you out of bed and makes you feel like I can do this. That is the magical ingredient you can add to what we're doing at Beachbody. Without our coaches, without you guys, this will not work. And let me tell you, Carl Deichler has told us many times about this. He said that when they first launched the program called P90, they sold so many copies of this program. It was amazing. P90 was an amazing program from Tony Horton. But one of the things, this is before the network was launched, one of the things that they wanted to find out is, did we actually help people achieve their goals? And so they did a study, and they contacted hundreds, maybe, I don't know, thousands of people who actually bought P90 before the Team Beachbody was launched, to ask them if they've achieved their goals, if they opened the package, and if they're working on the program. And one of the things that they were told, that they found out, is that only 5% of those who bought that program, I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of people, actually opened it and got results out of it. And the main reason why they wouldn't do it is because they got super excited listening to the infomercial, and they got their pack, right? And they had everything. And they had the DVDs, and they had the meal plans, and the exercise calendars, and they put them there on the shelf, and they never looked at it again. Yet those 5% of the people who actually had results out of it, one of the things that we learned is that they had someone like Vanessa, or like Marilena, or like Gabby, or Christina, or Monica, who called them up and said, "Hey, friend, did you get that pack that you ordered? Guess what? My group, my girls, our community is ready to welcome you. And we want you to achieve the results. We want you to achieve the success that you've been asking for years, maybe for months. Because as I have found the results, you can too. So join my group." And that's why Team Beachbody was born, for that purpose of really achieving the idea that we've got amazing products. I mean, your partners are super trainers. They're amazing. Chris Downing, I don't know if you guys have seen that guy. I love him. I mean, he's amazing. He's a motivator. Tony Horton, Double Time is about to come out. And Autumn Calabri, 21 Day Fix is an incredible program. And so forth. We have so many others, and Sean T. and Leandro Carvalho, so many. So we're having a lot of success in the English world, lots of success, and we've been helping hundreds of thousands of people, millions, in fact, to achieve their goals. But some time ago, the company said, you know what, we're super interested in activating, we're starting to help those who speak Spanish. We want them to get the same results that are those who are bilingual, or maybe those who speak English are getting. Because we believe and we understand that there's a great need there. And let me give you a little profile. The U.S. Spanish market is a humongous market, guys. It's basically the second largest country. If you work together all the Spanish speakers in the U.S., you would form the second largest country, Spanish-speaking country in the world. The first one is Mexico. The second one would be the U.S. Spanish market. Third would be Spain. And I want you to think about that, because 58 million people speak Spanish in the U.S. I mean, not all of them fluently, perfectly, but most of them do. About 36 million of them do perfect Spanish, and that's what they do. The whole world is in Spanish, even here in the U.S. And of those 58 million people, their purchasing power is that of $1.7 trillion. And let me give you a comparison. If you were to look at the GDP, at the gross domestic product produced in Canada, is about the same. Everything that is generated in Canada as a country is about the same or less than what is generated only by Spanish Latinos in the US. So it's like having a Canada inside of the US with their own language, Spanish, Of course, they're all different. We have different cultures and backgrounds. Some of us are Cuban, others are Chilean Americans, others are Mexican Americans. We all have different backgrounds. But understand that group, that demographic that is in tune with the language of Spanish, are like a little country. Spain, the country of Spain, their GDP is less than that of the US Spanish market. If you tell me, Carlos, wait, let's go to Spain, that's a huge market. Yeah, I know it is. And it'll be cool to go and build in Spain. But guess what? We've got a market that is as powerful as Spain right here. It's called the US Spanish market. And guess what? We don't have to register the product. We do not have to go and spend money with attorneys trying to get the product across the borders into Europe, registered, and then into a warehouse that they can be distributed. Because that size of a market, the size of Spain or the size of Canada, is already here in the US Spanish market. So our efforts have been focused on the idea of how do we get to them? How do we get to them? What are we doing? And my role is to help the company and the different groups, because we have many teams inside Beachbody, work in harmony to produce a go-to-market strategy to help our coaches give you the tools you need so you can go after those customers and those people and help them get results. And for those who are interested, also build an opportunity. So another fact that's super cool. Of all those people who are interested in selling and doing a business from home, someone who's interested in a little entrepreneurial, they like to get commissions here and there or bonus here and there, and are interested in doing something from home, so they can complement or supplement their income from themselves or their spouses, their household income. Latinos are more open to that than any other demographic. And this is very interesting because out of all the direct sellers, direct distributors who are involved in companies such as Team Beachbody, 22%, close to 22% are Hispanic, are Latinos, Spanish-speaking Latinos. So basically, out of 10 people who claim themselves to be entrepreneurs and they want to do a business from home, selling products they love, 3 of them basically are Hispanic. And that is a huge number. Huge number. In fact, we understand that 1 out of 4 Latinos, so out of every 4 Latinos you speak to, 1 of them will be open to talking to you about a coaching opportunity without being afraid of it, without being shy about it. They'll say, yeah, of course, tell me. I mean, how can we get this? How can we do this? Yeah, they want, like you're saying, they want to make additional money because they got this mindset that they can do it. And most of them move to this country, or their parents moved to, or grandparents moved to this country with the idea of changing their lives. And they believe that they can do that with their own hands and with their own effort. And that's why we have so many Latinos involved in direct selling. In fact, let me give you another statistic that is very cool for you guys. In the Spanish-speaking world, there are more Hispanics involved in social media than any other demographic. Of all the demographics out there, I think it's close to 80% of Hispanics are involved in Facebook. And it's funny to me because I see my mom My mom, she is almost 70 years old, 69. And she is liking and sharing all the craziest things you can find on the internet, the craziest stuff. She's always saying, "Mom, what are you liking this? Oh, I thought it was so cool." And instead of like the typical, even millennials or individual who read something on Facebook and they look at it and they go, "Should I like it or not? Should I like it or not?" They just go, "Yeah, I like it, like it, like it, like it." They are super willing to share those things they find appealing, they find cool. And thus, it is very interesting to get the message out with them. Marilena, you're laughing because you know that's happening to you, huh? You can see, you can be telling your grandma, "Grandma, don't share that. No, that's no," you know? But that's a reality, guys. But that is a plus for you as a coach, because when you put something, a quote, a motivational quote in Spanish that they can understand, and that is cool, and it's something that is like come from your heart, you know, it touched you, that will be shared. It won't be just looked at, it will be shared if you're targeting the Hispanic population in the US. And that's why it's so cool for you as a coach. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Now let's talk about market opportunity. Of those 58 million Latinos, right? Let me give you stats about the adults. And this is a little sad. And I'll go into the explanation of why I believe that is, but 77% of us Hispanics, Latinos in the US, 77, maybe almost 78% of us are obese or overweight, guys. 77%. That is the highest percentage in all the demos, so the Asian Americans, African Americans, Caucasians. Even though Latinos are also white Caucasians, they're also black, they're also mixes, But when you talk about the Latino population, those who identified as who speak Spanish, at least I bet 77% of us are obese or overweight, and the trend is getting worse. The scariest trend about this, guys, is that our children, the Latino children, are hitting the worst part of it, because 34% of our kids, 34%, so meaning 4 out of 10 children that you see who are Hispanic are overweight or obese. And that is way, way above any other demographic, Black, Asian American, or Caucasian. And the reason is simple. Latinos are hard workers. They're working very hard. They have 2, maybe 3 jobs, and they don't have, or maybe that they think that the easiest way to feed the children and themselves is just driving through McDonald's drive-through, or where's McDonald's or Burger King or whatever is out there, is the easiest, the cheapest way to get the kids fed before dropping them to school and then going off to work. And so, and then when they get together and they're having a party, which happens very often, they have the idea that we're going to feed everybody and we're going to have so much abundance. We're going to share it. And when our kids are eating the food, we just tell them, "You eat everything on the plate and you need to eat it all," And the thing is this, where we come from, that food that is being given to us is a delicacy, is something that you eat only once in a while. And that's why you need to eat it. You have to eat the whole thing. But here, it happens so often because we're so much wealthier now here in this country that we're eating those tres leches pretty much every weekend. We're having those vitamina T's, the tacos and tamales, all those things constantly. When in the country of origin, that is not the case. We don't eat it as often. So it contributes to it. So hard work, no time, not cooking time, not knowing that there are easier solutions, right? And making sure that our kids are healthy in our minds, I think contribute to the stats. And so, yeah, what am I trying to tell you is that there is a huge market. Beachbody in English is super well known because we've been doing infomercials for the last 20 years. Everybody knows what Beachbody is. But in Spanish, nobody knows what Beachbody is. They don't know about it. Latinos believe that for them to succeed at losing weight, they need to, 1, have a membership to a gym. Yeah. And you know how expensive that is. And if you have 2, 3, or 4 kids, you're never going to go ever. I mean, and if you're going, you're spending all your money on babysitters, right? And if you're going and you have your mom taking care of the kids, then you're driving half an hour one way or an hour one way, and then exercising for 20 minutes, not knowing really what you're doing there at the gym. You're just looking around machines. You just don't know what to do, right? Maybe you want to run. Oh, that guy's running. Oh, cool. This guy's doing something curls, and I'll do it. By the time they're done, they haven't really done anything. But they believe that that's the main way to achieve their goals. The other one is by starving themselves, which makes it worse. Eating some magical pills that are going to help them out, or you know what, or just buying the fajas. That's fajas. You know what the fajas are? You know, I don't know how to say fajas. Vanessa, please remind me. If fajas is, you know, there's the wraps, right? The wraps, to wrap themselves around spandex. Exactly. Something, just put it there around your chest, and you do it because Christmas is coming and everybody's going to be taking pictures, and you're trying to find the first nephew you have in front of you, just grab it and you put him right in front of you. So when you get the picture taken, the nephew's right in front of you. You're just hiding behind all of this. Oh, you've gotten so tall, and you're just hiding behind all this. You know, guys, that's us. That's what's happening to us. And once again, when we think of fitness, we think of starving ourselves or buying fajas that make us sick. They're so tight. Or going to a gym that we're never going to go to, and we know we're going to be spending so much money in it, we just want to give up right now. And thus, when you find the total solution that I described to you earlier, when you realize what you have found, you know, fitness from the best trainers ever, only 25 minutes, 35 minutes, 45 minutes the most a day, combined with amazing nutrition. Eating plans are amazing. Help you eat right. Then a peer support that helps you achieve your success. That's when these guys grab social media and they go, oh, I love my coach, Vanessa. She helped me lose 14, 15 pounds in 21 days. I love her. If you need a coach, you go talk to her because she's amazing. And yeah, and that's how it goes. So you see the power of the Latino market? Yeah, we love to talk. We love to party. When we find something cool, we share it with everybody freely, whether we do the business or not. So then you ask, Carlos, what is Beachbody doing to attract this market? One of the things that we're doing right now is preparing. We've been working on our websites, you know, the new launch of the new site. The coach online office, the coach office, was launched in Spanish and in French 2 weeks ago. And everything's there, guys. And the reason why we have that tool available is so you can start building a business. Because, I mean, a year ago, coaches would say, Carlos, I want to build a Spanish business. And they go, great, I want to start doing it. And they will contact someone who's bilingual or someone who just speaks Spanish. And they'll go, oh, but I don't know what to share with her. I don't know if we have the challenge pack in Spanish. Or I don't know if we have the tools available in Spanish, like, I don't know, the challenge tracker app, for example. And all those things were not available. But let me tell you, today, we've got pretty much everything in Spanish. We have the challenge challenge group tools available in Spanish. We have the challenge tracker app available in Spanish. We have the coach online office available in Spanish. In December, we're going to have teambeachbody.com available in Spanish. You know, all those links, all the cool stuff that you use to recruit your English-speaking coaches, we're going to have the same tools but available to you in English in December. And what else? Oh, Beachbody on Demand. Beachbody on Demand, we have 19, and I repeat, 19 of our best and latest programs completely dubbed into Spanish, guys. So who's Marlene Bush? How do we access that? What are you asking about, the Coach Online office or Beachbody on Demand, Marlene? The BOD. Okay, so BOD right now, the platform itself is in English. Next year, we're going to have it in Spanish also. It's like Netflix, right? So what you're going to do is you have to use Chrome or another browser. You can't use Internet Explorer for some reason. It doesn't work there. But Chrome or Safari will help you. But once you go into the program, right, you go into choose a program, for example, the Shift Shop. Okay, you go into the Shift Shop. And when you're going to click on the routine that you want to exercise to, you're going to click on it. And when it comes up, right, and after you accept the terms and conditions, you know that you're okay with exercising. But Then you're going to go in the computer, right? In the bottom left corner, there's a couple icons. You click on that icon and you can choose the language track, English or Spanish, and it switches it. And the thing is this, on BOD right now, before you click on the program itself, there is a pane on the left full of documents that you can download, the exercise calendar, all these things. If you scroll down all the way to the down, after all the tools that you can see in English, right after that, there's a list of all the tools that are available in Spanish. And it's basically all the tools that are available in English are also available in Spanish. The meal guides, the exercising calendar, and all those things. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Because we know that there's a need. And we know that you guys need the tools you need so you can go out and help those people who need our help, who need what we found. Also we have national wake-up calls in Spanish once a month. We highlight one of our diamonds is doing super well, and she shares tips on what she's doing to build. We've got many challenge packs in Spanish. But the main thing now, we're all doing all access challenge packs, and hopefully in sometime Q2 or 3 of next year, once we have BOD as a platform in Spanish, we're going to have challenge packs, all access challenge packs in Spanish. So they're going to get the materials in Spanish. Now, when they buy all access pack, they can access all the stuff in Spanish within the programs themselves, and they have to download it, print it themselves, which still works, right? But in the future, we want to be able to allow you to have all those things. We also, if you go to Shakeology.com, Shakeology.com is completely in Spanish. It's a tool. You go to Shakeology.com and you click on Spanish, and the whole thing, everything's there, is in Spanish. And what else? And tools, training tools, the Beachbody on demand. The National Wake Up Call, the Diamond Insider. We have it in Spanish. We have also 2 coach groups that we're using. One of them is Coaches Latinos, the Team Beachbody, which is a group, solid, dedicated Facebook page. Right, it's a Facebook group. It's Coaches Latinos, the Team Beachbody, which is a tool for coaches to go learn how to build their businesses. Support. It's like a support for any coach. And then we have another group called Líderes Latinos, which is for Star Diamonds and above. We're usually sharing information for them to get feedback and so back and forth. So that's what we're doing. And what else? Of course, we've got a marketing manager. Her name is Kenia Chavez. She's in Santa Monica, and she's super available. If you guys need to talk to her, you can give her a call, and she'll give you ideas on what we're doing and so forth. And then we also have a compliance manager, Alex Pascual, whose purpose also is to support the needs that you need as a coach who's building Spanish and making any compliance modifications. And of course, we have call center. We just moved the call center from Los Angeles to Monterrey, so we've got Spanish-speaking agents picking up in Monterrey the phone, and they're doing a phenomenal job. And and what else? So in Summit, we have an event now, and it's an official part. This is the second year we did it. It's called La Cumbre, which is La Cumbre Latina, which is a summit before Summit. The Thursday before Summit starts, in the morning, we have an event when we do all the training we do in Spanish. And the founders of the company come, the executives come, and they give us training. Of course, the top coaches who are building their business in Spanish also speak there, and they share their tips. And that is another event to support the Spanish market. We have the logos, the Shakeology logo in Spanish. We have Team Beachbody logo in Spanish. And we have hundreds of stories and recipes in Spanish that you can share. So what can I say to you? Some people say, Carlos, I don't want to build in the Spanish market because I don't speak Spanish. Hey, let me tell you, I want you to think about it this way. Think globally. When we open Germany, or when we open Russia, or when we say, we're going to go to Brazil, will you pass on the opportunity to reach out to those individuals in those markets because you do not speak the language? Let me show you. I'm going to teach you a trick because I've been in the industry for many years now, helping people go international. You don't have to speak Russian or German or French to build an organization that speaks that language. What you need to do is reach out to your French connections. Ask, hey, I'm looking from someone who is a francophone, someone who speaks French. So again, I'm looking for someone who speaks French because I would love to help you achieve your goals and then help you and teach you how you can help other French speakers do the same thing. Oh, you know what? I'm looking for my German-speaking friends. Who's here speaks German? And you ask that question in your social media, until you find the French speakers and you find the German speakers, you find the Spanish speakers. And once you find them, hey, give them the vision of what they can achieve with you as your coach. Hey, that ring that hasn't fit you for years, let's work on that. I can help you with that. And when you get results, let's see what we can do for the rest of your community here in the States. And then later in the country if we open it. So, guys, it's all about resourcefulness and initiative. That's something that Stephen R. Covey used to teach. Resourcefulness and initiative. You can always have resources. And someone who's bilingual in a different language, that's exactly what we want, because you're going to teach them how to be a coach or how to achieve results in your own language, in English. You're going to add them to your challenge group. You're going to give them success, results. You can help them see that dress that they love, that they were wearing 10 years ago, that they want to wear it again, is an attainable goal if they stick with you for 12 months. But let me tell you, when you get them results, they will use that language to communicate with those people who they love, who loves them too. And they're going to start building without you even noticing. They're going to start building in that language, whether it's Russian, German, Spanish, Portuguese, whatever it is. So I hope you like that tip. The tip is this: do not be afraid of building internationally or multiculturally because you do not speak the language. Find those who do, and they will build it for you as you coach them and help them out. So Vanessa, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you like that. I hope I'm not being too aggressive in the way I'm explaining things. But what I would like to do now is open it for questions so we can have a conversation now. And let me see, do you mind if I do this? There you go, so we can see each other. Marlene, Marilena, Gabby, Monica, Alicia, how are you? And Christina. Okay, I'm ready. Vanessa.
Awesome. Carlos, thank you so much. That was so eye-opening and just motivating. I don't know about all these other ladies, but I am just like, my heart is breaking. It's like, those numbers because you live it, but hearing that number 70% was just like
77%.
We have work to do. We definitely have work to do. I have a question, just as everyone is thinking through their questions. Feel free to type them in or just kind of raise your hand or whatever. Are there any nuances that you have found when marketing to Latinos in the United States that is somewhat different than the way you might present to, I don't know, non-Latinos?
Yeah. They're not easily offended. They're not. So I know sometimes we're thinking, oh, will they be offended or not? Just be yourself and they'll love you. And if they don't love you, they'll with another coach. You go after the people you want to have in your group and just go at it. Just go and approach them. The other thing is this: when you talk about the business opportunity, you may be cautious in the English market because we have a lower level of sensitivity. For example, in English, our statistics are 8%, meaning less than one person in the English market would be willing to have a business from home. Okay, out of 100 people you speak to, one of them will be open to a business opportunity in English, in Anglo. In Spanish, it's 22%, close to 25. So yeah. So what would I say? If you speak to 100 Latinos, 25 of them are going to say, yeah, business, let's talk about it. Tell me how to do this. Yeah. And you say, the first thing we should do is get you to get results because people will flock to you once they see, okay? They're going to go, Carlos, what happened to you? I saw you at that wedding. What happened to you? You lost 20 pounds? How did it go? Tell me right now. And when you're telling them, they're merely saying, hey, Maria, listen to this. Carlos, I lost 20 pounds. So come over, come on, listen.
Yeah.
And they themselves are going to say, okay, so Maria wants to sign up. How do we do this? Okay, first of all, you need to enroll, and then Maria will enroll with you, and let's do this. Because all of us need to do this. So the business opportunity is intermingled with the fitness opportunity, and it's okay. You do not have to be afraid or shy about mentioning it. In fact, I would say, you know what, most people enter Beachbody, my group, to lose weight. However, when they have results, lots of people ask them what they're doing, and I can help you if you're interested on how to help them out also and be a coach of them. So basically, I have two roles. My first role is to be your fitness coach. My role is to make sure that I'm going to give you accountability, that you're sweating at the hands of Autumn Calabrese, that you're exercising and you're screaming at the face of Sean T, and making sure that you're eating right and you're taking your Shakeology. That's my first role. Yet, I've got another role too. I'm a coach's coach. I coach other coaches on how to be coaches. And if you're interested, I can show you how to do that. Let me tell you the reason I do this, okay? I have 3 questions that I would like you to think about. The first question is this. Why are you coaching? This is the question I ask myself. Why am I coaching? Okay, and some of you are going to say, well, I'm coaching because I know that when I have people who follow me, it makes me more accountable to my own fitness goals. That's why I coach, right? Others of you are going to say, well, I coach because basically I want to be able to bring additional income, and that's perfect. Question 2, what legacy you want to leave in the world? What's your legacy? Okay, some of you may say my legacy is to make sure that I'm a mom who's there for their kids. That's my legacy. Or my legacy could be, you know what, I want to empower women to go beyond what that they can achieve. I can help them with that. I can empower them. I can give them vision. I can lift them up when they're weak and sad. That could be your legacy, whatever it is. And you see, it doesn't have to necessarily be tied to Beachbody. It's what you want to do, give to the world. But the third question is super important that you want to understand. So what are you going to do with the income that you're generating from Beachbody commissions? What are you doing with that money? It has to have a purpose. Whether it's to pay for student debt, or to pay for that car you bought that you don't want to have a debt on it, or you want to be able to start saving for college for your kids, or I don't know, that trip that you want to have with your husband to Egypt. Whatever it is, there has to be a goal for those. So those are the 3 questions that you always have in your mind. And the thing is, when you're welcoming people into your group, that's the last thing you share. After you talk about Shakeology, after you talk about those 3 things, at the end of the call, when you're closing your call, you say, guys, let me tell you the answers to these 3 questions. Why am I a coach? What's my legacy to the world? And what am I doing with the money? And when you open up that way, you actually tell them, my goal is to generate $100 a month. $100 a month or $100 a week. And this is the purpose why I'm doing this. While at the same time, I'm helping other women. I tell you, that's going to have a huge connection, especially with Latinos. And they're going to go, oh, well, I want to do that. If you're doing this, Christina, I want to do it too. Vanessa, so you said $35 a week or $100 a week. What would you do with an additional $100 a month or $200 a month, right? Oh, I'll pay for my Shakeology. This will be free for me. Great. But if that could be the starting goal. But I can show you how you can be making $200, $300 a month, okay? And basically it's challenge packs. For every challenge pack you sell, you receive at least $50, right? Depending on the pack you're selling. $50. You sell 3 of them a month. You help 3 women get started. And your Shakeology is free, my friend. Free. 3. You help 3 women right now and tell me right now. Last time you did the crazy diet. Last time you said you get together with your friends, you did the crazy diet, right? We were all starving and you wanted to kill each other with your friends, right? How many women were there in that group? Oh, like 5 or 6. Okay. Go to them and tell them, guess what? I'm starting something new. And sign them up. And in your first month, with your friends from the crazy diet, you're going to get started and you're going to have income right there. But the idea is to share with them what you found. Okay, I'm speaking too much now. Sorry, guys.
No, I love it.
Questions, please.
And I so agree with you that, you know, Latinos are, most of us are immigrants or in families that immigrated here, and we're hustlers, you know, like we know how to work hard. We know how to find a way. We know how to, you know, I mean, like when you said that entrepreneurial mindset, I think that's in all of us. I think all of us can relate who have grandparents and parents who came to this country. And I think that's a huge reason why we're so successful in the things that we do. And I feel like a lot of times coaches tell me, well, I think the market is saturated. Well, not if you're going to the Spanish speakers. Like, you have got a whole entire, you know, nation more or less that you can go to that doesn't know about this opportunity. And I think the one thing that Hispanics do have is that a lot of times we're very skeptical. And that's why being a product of the product is so key, right? Nobody can argue with you if you've lost those 20 pounds. Nobody can argue with you if you have transformed your health. Nobody can argue with the fact that this works. And so I think when it comes to, I think it's in one sense easy, but difficult if you're not being a product of the product to share this with others. So that really is, I think, where it all starts. As with the
thing is this. Tell them about the 30-day money back guarantee.
Yeah.
I mean, it works like a charm.
Yeah.
Marlene.
Any other questions? Go for
Marlene,
it.
let me unmute your phone. I mean, there you go.
Okay. I don't know. Hopefully you can help me with my mental block. I have 5 women. I have a pretty warm market, but I feel like they're still signed on. They're still active. I'm just, and there's more that want to sign up, but I'm really hesitant. Like I made my decision last month, like, you know what, I can't help them. It broke my heart, but I felt like I was trying too hard, or it was taking a lot of my time, a lot of my energy to try to help them. And I felt like none of them, I don't know what it was, like maybe none of them were making the effort, or like they weren't moving, you know, or growing like I hoped. For whatever reason, like I would reach out to them, I would call them, I would help them, you know, with offer whatever help I could offer, even inviting them over, you know, so I could teach them how to meal plan. I mean, I just feel like there's like this disconnect. And they were all really excited, and they're still, I don't even know where they are now. Like, I just feel like
they're lost.
I don't know how to help them. And I feel really bad because I do have this warm market, and they're amazing women. They're not my niche. Like, you know, like a lot of people talk about, like, oh, find your niche, you know. I just feel like people who want to be healthy is my niche, you know, but I mean, I guess, I don't know, that's something else. But
Marlene, may I ask you a couple questions?
Yes, please help me.
Okay. So, you know, one of the things that, I mean, I was going to ask you another question until you said the niche part. Let me ask you this. If they're not your niche, if you're not completely comfortable with them, don't go after them. Don't take your time on it. Find someone else who wants to do that.
Right.
Find a woman who's going to be the head of your U.S. Spanish market, who's interested in that niche, right? That's what I would say first of all. Second, and this will help you in English, French, Spanish, in any language. Okay? Have very clear expectations from day one on what is it that you will do and will not do for them. Yeah. And put the whole decision at the end of the entire presentation in their hands. This is what we do in my challenge group. This is what we're expecting from you to do. And if I do this and you do this, you're going to get the results you're looking for. And we're all going to be happy. Yet, if I do my part, but you don't do your part, you're not going to get the results.
Okay.
And then you give them, you know what? This is the self-guided group. I'm not going to be there all the time. In fact, what I need you to do is to help me out encouraging the new ones or participating yourself. Because that's how we create a community, when everybody's supporting each other. If you put that super clear from the very beginning, then you're not going to feel guilty.
Okay.
Because sometimes we put a lot of work on our own backs that is not necessary. Because remember this, at the end of the day, the person who's home alone, well, maybe not surrounded with kids or spouses or whatever, it has to do the exercising, is the individual. Yeah. So yeah, I would start two things. I mean, two problems. One of them, maybe find someone who's more interested in helping the Latinas, but give them the same advice I give you with the second question, which is, hey, be very clear in your expectations. And let me tell you another thing that is okay, I guess. It's okay to say. Latinas, women, they are very strong-willed. I mean, my grandma, my mom, and my sister lives in Italy. And from Italy, she commands me to do things for her. My mom just moved back here to Utah. And I'm constantly doing stuff for her. They're super strong-willed. So one of the things that I will say is this. Take the role of coach to heart. And you're going to say this, I am your coach, and I ask you for permission to call you out on this. If you want to lose those 20 pounds, if you want to look good for that party, I mean, you know you're going to the Christmas party. It doesn't matter what happens. You have to go there because all the cousins are going to be there. All the children are going to be there. Your mother-in-law is going to be there. You have to go. But whether you wear that red dress that you want to wear or the other thing that you do not want to wear depends on you. And my goal as your coach is to make sure that I do my part, which is call you out on it. May I call you out when you're not present? May I reach out to you? And they will be fine, promise. They will be fine because you know what? They do that all the time to their own kids. Okay. So what do you think about that? Is that too much?
Good advice. Yeah, when you said resourcefulness, that made sense. And also thinking like a business owner, delegating, finding that one person. And I think I have an idea who that is. I just haven't invested because like I said, I made that decision like this is not my niche. I'm not going to go after it. But they keep coming.
And let me tell you this, Marlene, this is cool. This is very cool because if they keep coming, then you can have an agreement, like a gentleman's agreement with that coach that's going to be building your Spanish market. You tell them this, you know what, I'm so busy. Anyone whose first language is Spanish, you know, or to feel more comfortable in Spanish, I'm going to give them to you. But your role is to make sure they get results.
Yeah.
Whatever you need to do it as you do. So I will give you my customers. I will give you my successful points. Mm-hmm. But your role is to grow that market. You like that idea, guys?
Oh, it's great.
Once again, if you want to delegate on someone else, that's an option that I've seen that to work. But of course, you have to make sure that that person is really up to it. All right.
Carlos, do you mind if I pipe in real quick?
Sure, of course.
I would also, I know that for me, the best way to motivate people, especially strong women, which, you know, that was hilarious, Carlos, because it's so true, is to try and tap into that inner drive that they have. Because if someone has the fire from within, you don't have to dangle a carrot in front of their face. And if you can tap in, I mean, and I'm not sure if you're talking about the fitness side or the business, because it's kind of two different things. But I know for sure with the business, when I take the time to really talk with someone about why are you doing this? Why is this important to you? What is it that you want to achieve? And I really ask them maybe questions they never even asked themselves. Maybe they just said, oh, this sounds like a great opportunity. I want to make a few dollars. I'll sign up. But not until, as a coach, you lead them through that exercise of figuring out their deeper why. Once you tap into that and they latch onto that, they're just going to run. And all you have to do is just get out of their way and help them out with some tools. And that I have found that taking a little extra time to do that is much more effective than trying to pull someone along who's just not, their heart's not in it.
Yeah, you know, we say you cannot dance with a dead body. You know, it's like, I mean, when you take a step, they should be taking a step also. And, you know, step, instead of dancing, you know, that's the way you would dance. But. All right, do you have another question we can answer in the group? Marilena, let me unmute you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Okay, so I'll tell you right now, I get oh, you're Hispanic, but you speak perfect English. Or I speak Spanish without an accent, or, all that. So I am very easily intimidated and reluctant to go there when it comes to the Latino market. And so I have found some people here and there, and like I can't even think of names off the top of my head. And I'm attempted to go to La Cumbre twice, and I wasn't able to. So I really connected with you when you said about, you don't have to speak perfect Spanish to reach people and this and that. But I am just like, I already struggle with inviting the gringos. So what makes you think I'm going to bust out with what Spanish I know? I get like so easily tongue twisted. So is there people like, I know I can probably navigate this myself, but is there like a page that you could tell me that I can plug into and kind of grow my resources and that confidence I need? Because, I have first cousins in El Salvador, and my mom is over there right now, and she'll get me on the phone and I'll start speaking in Spanish, and they're like, I didn't know you spoke Spanish. I always see stuff in English on Facebook. I'm like, yeah, because I'm comfortable in English. But so yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, completely.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can join us at Coaches Latinos. There's a
Okay.
Facebook group called Coaches Latinos, the Team Beachbody. It's an official Facebook group from corporate. You can start seeing there what they're posting and the things that are going on. But what I would say to you is this: maybe understanding the need of having someone like you participate in sharing this goodness with others will be very important. And let me tell you, we're Latinos, once again, we're a little extreme. There is a video out there that I've shared a couple times about childhood obesity. It's made in Mexico, and it's very sad, very sad. But it helps parents wake up to it. Once again, it's called ¿Qué le pasó a Poncho? No, it's called ¿De qué murió Poncho? You can find it anywhere on the internet. I'm going to type it right here so you can find it. Okay. ¿De qué murió Poncho? Poncho. And murió, sorry. ¿De qué murió Poncho? And it's a very sad video. I mean, it's a little shocking, but it helps you remember why we're doing this. You know the legacy we're giving right now to our Latino kids? The legacy, this is the legacy they're getting from their parents. Diabetes, overweight, heart problems. And the trend is growing, guys. It is no joke. So when you want to know why I want to struggle and do it anyway, even if I'm not comfortable in Spanish, just because I know that out there is a mom that doesn't know any better, and she doesn't know how to help someone. And I found something that I want to share with you because I know it will help you, and it will help your kids. That's why I do it. And it may be another why for you. When you watch the video, please. Okay. So is that an answer for you? Urgency. Yeah. But once again, don't feel like you have to do it. I promise you're going to find a woman. Yeah, if you keep going, I need to post in Spanish once in a while. You're going to find a woman that's going to say, hey, you know what? I'm also Salvadorian. And what you said about fitness and nutrition is something that really impacted me. Please teach me. And once you have her in and you've helped her achieve their goals, tell her basically what you just said to me and say, you know what, I don't feel very comfortable building in Spanish, but I know that it's needed. Will you be my person to build in Spanish? I will give you the resources. I'll connect you with the resources and we'll do it together. What do you like? How do you like that? Okay. Christina, go ahead.
Hey. Okay. So I'm also half Portuguese. So I speak Portuguese way better than I even speak Spanish. I speak Spanish too.
Você é brasileira, então?
Não, brasileira não. Portuguesa.
Portugal.
Aham.
Fala diferente.
Sim, eu falo diferente.
Diferente. Eu morei em São Paulo. Faz muito tempo. Mas eu falo português também. Temos um grupo de treinadoras portuguesas brasileiras.
Eu tenho família em São Paulo também.
São Paulo? Tá bom. Eu morei em São Paulo faz muito tempo. Eu tinha 16 anos, então. Mas eu sei fazer negócios com a gente que fala português. Então, se você precisa de ajuda para isso, posso te ajudar.
Obrigado. Gracias. Merci beaucoup. No, but my issue is, so obviously I'm half Cuban, I'm half Portuguese, and I have a lot of Spanish in me.
Mm-hmm.
But when I post, like I go live a lot because my biggest issue is confidence. As you can tell, I'm turning red already. But lately I've been really confident and just sharing, even though I'm not really, I'm shy as heck, but I'm still posting and being live and stuff. But lately I've been getting, not attacked, but a lot of people are like, fala português, like they don't understand me. But I'm like, even if I spoke Portuguese, it's not in Portugal right now. So like, calm down. Or I do have a lot of family that are here in the country, but especially like in New Jersey and in Canada. But
Boston too. A lot of Brazilians.
Yes. Well, Portuguese. No, Portuguese too.
Jersey also.
Huge over there.
Yeah.
And a lot of my family live there. But when I go live in English, they're like yelling at me that I'm not speaking Portuguese. And I'm like, okay, do I go Portuguese and then I confuse my English speaking audience? And then what if my Spanish speaking, like, I don't know what to do. Should I just tell my husband, you do all the Portuguese, so they'll go to you and do all the Portuguese, and I keep it? I don't know what to do because it's confusing.
You can do both. You can do three.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is that you just have to you need to start adding value in the languages you want to develop. So for example, we've got many examples of those. For example, we have a 3-time elite coach. Her name is Leticia Dominguez.
I'm Dominguez too now.
Yeah, and she does post in English and Spanish constantly. She has a challenge group in English and another one in Spanish. And she's always doing stuff. I mean, she's great. We've got another elite coach, Rosario Armenta, who's Mexican. She lives in Canada. So she does her posts in English and Spanish.
But does she do separate posts or does she do it like English and Spanish at once? Like
sometimes if it's an image, she does both. She puts Spanish or English on top, depending on who she's going after first. But when she goes live, she does one live in Spanish and does another live in English and so forth. And the reason why is because she says that. She says, you know what? I speak multiple languages and I want to help people in multiple languages. I'm here to help you. I'm your coach, whether you speak Spanish or English. So you choose which way you want to follow me, but I'm going to be here for you. And why is that? Because I know I can give you results. I can help you achieve the results that you're looking for, whether you do it in English or in Portuguese. And that's the thing, is like when you start having that confidence in yourself that you can help people, it doesn't matter what language you're speaking, as long as you're connecting, and that's the key. That you connect with them. You may be saying, okay, I'm gonna tell you how to do a correct abs, and you do a video in Spanish or Portuguese. I'm gonna show you how to cook in a way that's healthy. I don't know. Coxinhas. I don't know if that's such a thing.
No, bacalhau.
Yeah, bacalhau. Então, once again, you can do this, and people are fine with it. But what I would do is this: at the beginning of the live, in the title, put the Portuguese flag. This live is in Portuguese for my Portuguese-speaking friends, And then the next one you do, you put it in English, And you put a lot of emojis and little things like little flags. Oh, for my Portuguese-speaking friends, the recipe of the day. Boom. And you go in Portuguese.
This is good, though, because I have a coach on my team that doesn't speak English, and she just speaks Portuguese. So.
And we've got a team. We have a Portuguese-speaking group.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, my gosh. How can I forget her name? Monica Lopez's sister. Oh, how can I forget her name? Do you know her, Vanessa? Monica Lopez.
Isn't she under Cristina Delgado?
Yeah. Monica Lopez and Cristina Delgado, they work together very closely. Monica Lopez is half Cuban, half Chilean, right? And her sister is also half Cuban, half Chilean, but she married a Brazilian. So she speaks perfect Portuguese. And she's building both in English and Portuguese. And she's part of that group too. And once again,
I need to
okay.
find that group.
Yeah. So friend me, and then I'll add you to the group.
Okay, I'll do that afterward.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. All right, guys. More questions.
Guys? Anybody else have a question?
Is there anyone who you know? Yeah, you know what? If you go into that group, into the Coaches Latinos in Beachbody group, if you go into that group and you ask, say, guys, you know what? I would love to be able to see how you do a challenge group in Spanish. You know, and someone's gonna do it. We've got 4,000 people there. Oh, by the way, in all of Beachbody, we have 400,000 coaches, right? But we only have 10,000 Spanish-speaking coaches, of which half of them really are active. The other half are just discount coaches. So if you're talking about opportunity, 4,000 versus 58 million.
Crazy.
All right.
Crazy. Any other questions, guys? Oh, guys.
Yes.
Real quick, I have to share this because you're gonna laugh at me. So today is my 3rd anniversary as a coach.
Cool.
And thank you. But I'm like on this fun little roller coaster, and I have not felt this encouraged and motivated to stretch myself, knowing that these numbers exist. So, I just thank you. This is like perfect timing, and it's exciting. I'm like in front of you now. I'm like multitasking here.
Let me tell you that our Star Diamonds have grown this last year. They all started growing when they found the resources we have available in Spanish to them. They started grabbing a brand new market. No one's out there. I mean, in fact, if you go to the Champions page, okay, in the Champions page, look for this video. Okay, look for Catalina Quintero. There's a video. She went live on the Champions page explaining how her business has grown. I think now she's almost a 5-star diamond. And last year she was just a diamond, I think, when she found it. But Leticia Dominguez also. She's a 9-star diamond now, and when she started building in Spanish roles is when she started growing. And we have many of those. Now the difference between them and you is that now we have way more resources, which will make it a little easier. So you don't have to be translating stuff and things. We have them all. So I'm super excited. In Magdalena, something else. There is a national wake-up call. If you go into iTunes, you know, look for the national wake-up call in Spanish. Okay, La llamada nacional in Spanish. In fact, there's a document. Vanessa, do you have that document I sent you? Can you share with them?
Yes.
If that document will give you access to all the national wake-up calls. And this last national wake-up call was a lady called Carmen Melgoza, which I'm actually traveling tomorrow to California to see. And she was in the business for 6 years. 6 years before she had her break. And now she's doing like 40 or 50 or 60 every month. And she's shooting for 5-star diamond by the end of the year. She's doing phenomenal, great things. Her countenance has changed. She's super happy. She's full of energy because in a way she's found her niche and she's connected well with people and she feels confident like she can actually help people achieve their goals. But once again, 6 years, she never gave up. So if I were to ask you guys, each one of you is right here, you know, Gabby, Alicia, Monica, Marilena, Marlene, Christina, and Vanessa, give yourself at least 3 years, and constantly be focused on what you can do better to better help people achieve their goals. Because when you help people achieve their goals is when your business picks up. And when you have a very boisterous audience, meaning those who you're helping change their lives are running out there to telling everybody what you did for them, then it goes even faster. But yeah.
Awesome. Carlos.
Okay, so Gabby had a question for us. Gabby.
Yes, it'll be really quick. I was just, what I found, I initially, and I told Vanessa, that is what I wanted to, go to the Spanish and approach the Spanish speaking market. But I felt, and I still feel like sometimes I feel attacked because I think there's a misconception about losing weight and not eating. And I feel that is a big misconception in the Hispanic community, especially, like, they're strong-willed, these grandmas and these moms. I mean, I just went to Mexico a couple of days ago for one day. I mean, I went for one day, and my
grandma was sick.
She's not my yes, she's not my grandma. I love her. She adopted me.
Niña, ¿qué te pasó? ¿Estás enferma?
Yes, she's like, ay, Dios mío, mija, no puedes, ya no estás muy flaca. ¿Qué está pasando? ¿Que no comes? ¿Qué es lo que tienes? ¿Estás enferma? No, I'm fine. Trust me, I eat.
Gabby, and that's fine, Gabby, because you know what? That is helping them see that you can eat the way you like to eat, but in a way that keeps you healthy and strong, and let me tell you this, that yeah, you'll find people like that, and you just tell them, hey, when you're ready to be healthy, let me know. I'm here. I'll be your coach. Okay. Wow, I'm looking for those who are ready to make a change right now, and just keep going that way, because that you will also find the same thing in English. They're gonna say, oh, you vegan, you're not eating anything, yeah, you're just eating leaves, and and the thing is this, you'll find that anywhere. Okay. I know that in Spanish sounds louder because they say it loud so everybody can hear it. Yeah. And you just laugh it off. It's okay. You know what? I'm super strong. I can run with my kids. After work, when I get home, I'm not tired. I've got energy to go out and be with them. And I'm super happy about that. And you can share that, back to them in a way that's not rude. It doesn't burn bridges. But at the same time, you're being strong in your position that this is the right path for you and your family.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, my pleasure. Guys, I really appreciate your time. I'm sorry I've taken so much of it, but Vanessa, I mean, last one thing that you would like me to say, or question that you would like me to close with?
No, I just want to say thank you for being on this call with us, for envisioning us, for reaching this demographic and this people. I mean, guys, and this kind of goes to your question, Gabby, about that pushback, that you are going to get from maybe family and friends. But you know what? I'm studying with my kids right now American history, and revolutions don't happen because of weak people who get pushed back easily. Revolutions happen because strong people stand up and say, this needs to happen. This needs to change. And so, yes, you're going to get pushback, because anytime you try to make a change, you're going to get pushback. But if you believe that this is what's right and this is the future and this cannot continue on this way, then we fight. We fight for this. And it's a battle won by little steps every single day. And guys, if you've ever been to Summit, I mean, Summit is amazing. But let me tell you, I was looking at that stage of top coaches. There are not a lot of women of color up there. There are not a lot of Latino women up there. And we need to change that. And we need to step up, and we need to say, you know what, we're here and we care and we're hard workers and we're going to change the tide. And that happens when strong people go to work and they don't give up on their vision. And we have vision, and we just have to work hard to take time to let that vision sink in. And that only happens when you say it a million times. And that only happens when you live it. And it only happens from persistence. And so, guys, I know that this team, this is something special right here, what you guys have. And I'm so excited to see us be on the front edge of this revolution, be on the front edge of changing body image. How many of us have messed up body images from our abuelas or our moms or whoever when you gain 5 pounds, saying it in front of the whole family at Christmas? And I mean, we need to change that for our daughters. We need to change that for ourselves and make healthy living, and not just physically, but in our minds and our spirits. So anyways, I'm just obviously on fire, excited, and thank you so much, Carlos. And we're here. We want to be a part of this push for Beachbody to move into the Latino world.
Hey guys, give me 1 second. Okay? Come in, guys. Come on in. Come here, Thomas. Look, guys, this is my son. This is Thomas. See? Say hello. We actually have 5 kids. You want to see the latest one? Eric, bring it, please. And let me tell you, this is why I do what I do, guys. For my children, my kids. Look, this is our latest baby. Her name is Amelia. Tell me, you like this one? Tell them, what's her name?
Amelia.
See, that's Amelia. And what I want you guys to know is like what you're doing really matters.
Little baby.
So, go get her.
Hi, little baby.
Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, Carlos. Guys, thank you so much for being on this call. Carlos, your kids are precious. And
thanks. We have 5. So these are the 2 youngest. Okay, guys. Take the baby.
I love it.
All right. Cool. Okay, thanks
Yes.
again. Let's do this. You got so much you can do. You got so many lives to go touch. Just don't give up. You know, sometimes we're gonna have tough days. Don't give up. You can do this.
Awesome. All right, guys. Good night, everyone. Thanks again, Carlos, and I will see you guys next week.
That was
Bye-bye.
Bye.